So you're here.
I am here.
It's a good thing.
Yes, that's what I've been told.
Welcome to the talk show that teaches you a little something with a side of entertainment. Great guests with great stories. Welcome to The Picou Show with your host, Joshua Picou.
Hello guys, welcome to The Picou Show with a touch of entertainment. Today's guest is Richard Boyanton, the former candidate for the U.S. Senate of Mississippi against Roger Wicker. Today's podcast is brought to you by Marketing Atlantic. Marketing Atlantic is the future of marketing. They can take care of all of your internet marketing needs. Please visit their website at www.mktgatl.com. That's www.mktgatl.com.
Election together. Didn't go our way. You know, all the people that said they were going to vote for you, I think we would have won 60,000 votes plus. But I don't know. Just talk about that.
Well, the only reason I lost because I didn't get enough votes. And, if I'd have got more votes than him, I'd have won.
Yeah, I
But
agree.
you know why I didn't get more votes than him?
Why is that?
Because people didn't go vote. We had a very small percentage of people that went out and voted. I realized quickly with that the old people that are going to vote for Genghis Khan will go to vote, but the younger people were staying home.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it was a great experience because even the amount of time that we had to even run a campaign, some people don't even know how many people were involved in that campaign and how much percentage we actually pulled. I think if someone that voted for you would be listening to this and know that it was only us two traveling in a truck at 80 miles an hour, and that was the whole operation of Boynton for Senate, I think they would be even more impressed at that point.
I think when you take a look that from the start of the campaign, March the 2nd, to the vote on June the 5th, which is less than 3 months, to get 20% of the vote and cover as much of the state as we covered was pretty remarkable. When you include that we spent a little less than 60 grand and our opponent spent 2.5 million, it's a 23-year-old. He's been in office 23 years.
He's an entrenched incumbent.
Yeah.
It's hard to beat.
Hard to beat. And, again, I never like to lose. So
I think everything that I do, I go in the intention to win.
well, I had every intention of winning, but I had all intentions of the people of Mississippi coming up and wanting a victory, wanting to keep the state flag, wanting to keep a conservative in office. As it turned out, most Mississippians cared less. Mm-hmm. So I feel that somewhere along the line we'll lose the state flag. Somewhere along the line we'll lose our statues of Civil War heroes and of founding fathers. It just seems to be the basic Southern person. It takes a lot to get him up mad and going to protect his state and his well-being. This proves everything that I've thought in my life. We went all over the state. We met great people. I mean, if the people that we met had spread the message that we had somebody that was willing to fight for the state flag, was willing to fight for Southern rights, was willing to do this and that, if that doesn't get enough, as many places as we went, to catch fire and to make things, not counting all the advertising we did, we weren't hiding that we weren't waving the Mississippi state flag. We had it on about everything that we did. The same thing with Southern rights. I didn't back away, that I'm proud to be a Southerner. I don't believe in the Ku Klux Klan. I don't believe in white supremacy. I don't believe in black supremacy. But I do believe that I am a white Southerner, and I do believe in being that. And I'm not afraid to tell somebody.
Right.
So that makes a difference.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that the message that you kind of gave the people was kind of what the people were looking for. You know what I mean? Like, in a sense, they were like, every time we would go to places, we would see, 3-1 on voting against Wicker, and then us to see the polls that come out at the end, to be completely different from what me and you experienced on every place we go. I don't know if we were in some sort of bubble of people that that hated Wicker, or we surrounded ourselves around those people and not the right kind, like not the anti. I mean, it's just, I guess it's hard to explain, but I don't know.
Well, I think if you take a look, we went to Wicker territory up at New Albany, Wicker territory up in Tupelo, and at the American Legion there. I do not believe that Wicker got more votes out of that American Legion than I did. Our biggest problem is we probably didn't get to enough people, with the message, because the message was strong. It never changed. It stayed the same. It was for Mississippi, for changing Mississippi, and to do it away with the iron grip that the establishment Republican Party has on the party at this time.
Right.
And most people that are outside the establishment realizes how tough it is.
Yeah.
In fact, I made a statement on nationwide radio that the Republican Party is not a party that invites people in. It's exactly the opposite.
I agree with that.
They didn't invite me in when I came in to run, because all I wanted to do was to put my message out. I wasn't trying to attack anybody. In fact, I never said anything morally wrong against Wicker. I said that he's too liberal for me, and he's still too liberal for me. It's going to be very tough for me to vote for him in November, because I see him as a Democrat.
So you will vote for him?
I have no choice, but I still see him as a Democrat.
Right. Because if you don't practice your voting rights, then I don't think you have a position to stand on or to say anything else if you don't vote. You know what I mean?
You have to go out. You have to hold your nose and say, okay, I lost. He had more money. He's 23 years. I took a big chance, and I went after him. But that doesn't mean you're going to win.
Right.
At the same time, I voted for him before.
Uh-huh.
So I'm partially responsible for him being there to start with.
Well, why don't we tell the people a little bit of backstory on you that might be listening and don't know who you are?
Well, I'm Richard Boyanton. I'm from Picou, Mississippi. In January, I looked up to see who was running against Roger Wicker. When I found out nobody was running against him, I called up my grandson and told him to get the papers, because I was going to run for the United States Senate. I put $60,000 aside and started out running March the 2nd to try to beat him. I'm a firm believer that whether you support the state flag or not, that 64% of the people voted for it in 2001. The vote of those people have to matter, or you don't have to have a vote to start with. You need no vote if their vote doesn't count. Right.
And that was one of your biggest things, right? A lot of people, or you consider the Democrats or liberals or people of that think that the flag is considered as a hatred, toward a specific race, which I don't believe that. But at the end of the day, they had a lot of controversy with you actually wanting to keep the state flag and Roger Wicker wanting to put it in a museum.
Well, you got to figure that they keep trying to make it as the same thing as the Confederate battle flag. You got to remember that the state flag is not the Confederate battle flag. And if you take a look at these hate groups, all of them that have the Confederate battle flag also have the stars and bars. The stars and stripes, up there. So you can't say the United States flag is racist also.
Right.
And the Mississippi flag actually was not even initiated until 1895, which was 30 years after the war. So it had really nothing to do with the Civil War. for the state flag, and it wasn't even voted.